Now, if you're struggling to hit your driver straight, there's a few really basic, very simple tweaks that you can make to start becoming a whole lot more consistent, get a lot of power, and have a lot of fun when you're hitting the big stick. Let's go ahead and get started here. Now, what I see most players do when they hit the driver is a lot of times they're trying to hit at it with their hands and their arms. They'll stand up out of their posture, meaning that their chest kind of goes back and the hips move toward the ball, and then we end up kind of throwing and flipping the club at the golf ball, and that flipping action gives a ton of inconsistency when you're hitting your driver. To add insult to injury, your driver is going to have the most curvature on it. So if you're hitting your wedges, if you make the exact same swing and you make the same swing with the driver, because there's not very much loft on here and because the ball's coming off the face a lot hotter, you're going to get a lot more curve. So it's really important that we get these few fundamentals down to make things easy and to get really consistent with it. So number one, like I talked about, we got to stay in our posture. What I want you to do is actually sit up a little bit taller at address. That seems kind of counterintuitive because if I want to stay in my posture, I should be bent down more as I'm coming through here. But I want to start taller so that I can start to work down and use my legs at the end of the backswing and the start of the downswing. Here's what I see most players do is they start really bent over. So they're very low to the ground, they kind of hunch forward like this, a lot of knee bend, and then as they swing, they stand up this way and they get taller, and I want to reverse that order. I want you to stand nice and tall at address, and then as you start the downswing, feel like your weight kind of transitions back to your heels, almost like you're going to fall over this way, and at the same time, get those knees to bend. Get the rear end, almost imagine like there's a wall behind you, and you're going to slam your cheeks into that wall as you start clearing out of the way. That's that powerful move, almost like you're a shortstop, and it's going to allow you to stay in your posture as you're making your downswing. So let's go ahead and try that out here. I'm going to stand a little bit taller, and then I'm going to get into my posture more in my downswing, and it's a lot easier to do that. All my momentum is going to be working to keep me in posture rather than me wanting to stand up out of it if I start too bent over at address. Let's give it a whirl. All right, so there I was able to keep my posture a lot better, get my momentum of my body kind of working down and through that shot as I'm coming through there, rather than starting low and then standing up. Now, when we also stand up, our shoulders get way too level. That's the second piece. So if I stand up, my shoulders get very level with the ground, and now I kind of have to throw my hands and arms like I was talking about just to be able to reach the golf ball. What you're seeing the great players do is they don't rotate their shoulders level with the ground like this. They actually are tilted forward and they rotate their shoulders on an angle, and that allows them to get a lot of speed when they're doing this. And the reason is, every time you throw something, that's all a golf swing is. I'm taking this club and I'm throwing it at the golf ball. Every time I'm throwing something, I'm going to release that level with my shoulders, right? So if I'm pitching and I want to throw a pitch that's overhead, I'm not throwing it this way where my arm is perpendicular to my shoulders. I'm actually throwing it this way. So anytime you want to throw with power, your shoulders and your arm have to be roughly in the same angle. If you see a pitcher that throws sidearm, they're doing the same motion as the normal overhead pitch. Their shoulders are this level. If you see a pitcher that goes kind of low and releases it like this, the shoulders are tilted that way. The same is true in tennis. The same is true if you're hitting a slap shot in hockey. The same is true for golf. But what I see a lot of players do is they get way too level with these shoulders, and now everything's very awkward. My hands and arms are trying to throw on a different angle than what my shoulders are tilted to. What I want you to do is go ahead and tilt those shoulders as you're coming through. Now that I get these lined up in the direction that I want to throw the club, it's so much easier to get behind the golf ball, release that club through the golf shot, and just make it really athletic and really natural. So notice here when I hit this next shot, how my shoulders as I'm coming through the shot aren't level. They're very tilted, and that allows me to feel like, here's the sensation that I have, that I'm just throwing this golf ball, or this golf club at the golf ball, because everything is in this line now. Let's go ahead and try that out. There we go, that one felt really good. Nice solid shot. But there's another piece to this, there's a third piece. The first two things are gonna make a world of difference in getting your body in the right position to be able to play good athletic golf. The third piece is squaring up that club face. Now there's a specific way that you want to do this. I don't want to flip my hands and wrist like this to square up the face. Now that did close the club face, but again, I get that very inconsistent cast or flip. I want to make sure that I square the face up the way the pros are doing it. So I have a bunch of lag, and then I release that lag out in front. And I have a great drill that's going to teach you how to do this. It's called the tennis racket drill, where I go over the exact motions that the wrist is going to use to be able to square that face up right. That's the third piece. I'm going to play a preview of that video here in 1 second. Once you see that preview, you're going to see these little round, what they call cards. And if you click on that, you're going to be able to get instant access to that video where I'm going to teach you some of the secrets on how to square up the club using the wrist. If you don't see those cards, don't worry. Just go ahead and click in the description down below. There'll be a link there too. And I can't wait to share with you this tennis racket drill. It's going to help you play a whole heck of a lot better. Let's go and get started right now. Good player problems. We're going to talk about shallowing that club shaft out as we're starting down, as we're doing this rotating of the face that we worked on in the last video. As we start this downswing, what you'll see with basically all of the top players is instead of coming kind of over the top and letting the hands come out away from their body, letting the club come out away from their body, again coming down steep into the ball and then having to open up, kind of fillet open the face and add loft to it. The flattening of the shaft should happen as soon as we start down. So as we start this downswing, what we want to have happening here, you can imagine that if I draw a line from the hosel of my club up through my right elbow, that's my swing plane line, my elbow plane. As I go to the top of the swing, I'm going to be slightly above that. And then as I start down, I want my hands to start to shallow out. I want the club to shallow out inside of this elbow plane. And at the same time,